Hello everybody who's watching us. My name is Patrick once again, and today we have come back with another interview. Thank God today finally he has given us another important visitor, and let's just put an attention to listen to him what he's going to tell us, because I know this person, you were also eager, you wanted to know who is this person, what does he do, where has he gone. Well, for sure I've been looking for him, but where is he? I got you today. I have him in the studio. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Let's welcome together our dear visitor who is going to introduce himself in Jesus' mighty name. Let us begin. Our visitor, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, you can talk about yourself and introduce yourself to the people. Let them know who you are.
Yeah, thank you so much for welcoming me onto this big program. So my name is Paul Mugweri, but I prefer being called Big Paul because I know so many people ask out there why, those who know a little bit of me, that why Big Paul. But now today I think you know why I'm called Big Paul. Yeah, I'm happy to be here today and just enjoy the program. I hope by the end of it we shall have been so it is a beneficial program. It is it gives courage. It's a program of testimony to encourage you guys who are out there. Maybe you will think that where you are, it's where all things stop, but it is here after such a testimony you'll know that no, where you are, it's not the end. Yeah.
When you hear that name Big Paul gave me a flashback. This is a man, when he stands on piano,
Yeah.
you will not believe what is happening. And I know I will be throwing some of the clips for you people to watch and
Sure.
see how he has been busy, like taking things to another level when he catch a piano. You all know it. To those who don't know, he has been one of the pianists who was challenging everything at Mutundo Christian Fellowship in all that gathering, massive crusades and everything. He has been the one.
Yeah. 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 Kampulira chivina kyokanga chimugamba.
So today, my dear, I got you. You're going to enjoy it. So please, how did you learn piano?
Yeah, thank you so much for that question. First of all, the way I learned playing a piano, it's quite unique. Yeah. First of all, I had passion. I had passion for it. So, in fact, I didn't go to any school. I was going I was congregating at a church called Healing Center. It was in Natete. It is no longer there, by the way, but that's where we were. It was a strong church. So I had passion of playing machines. By the time I went there, I was just a praise and worshiper. Yeah, so I got passion of playing, of knowing one of the machines. So the first one was the keyboard. That one I just got somebody to orient me how to fix those buttons. Just orientation. Then the rest, I just, by the Holy Spirit, I just learned it that way. Yeah. So by the many times I got access to it, the Spirit was giving me new things about the piano. That's how I came to that level. Yeah.
My dear, it sounds funny, but that is it. You know, people are gifted differently.
Yeah.
Yes, God can gift you in in any direction, and you come out doing something special than the other, because the level at which he plays Nanga, as if no one has even taught him. So anyway, you now know how he learned how to play the piano. Let's go ahead. So now, briefly tell us your background life before you joining Salvation, and like your educational background. Yeah, then we will come to the point where how you got connected to Mutundo Christian Fellowship.
Thank you so much, Patrick. Now, my life before salvation, I won't go so much about, because I may not go so much into that one, because we just know that each one of us before salvation is a messed life. That one is obvious, you know. So the best part of it is the life in salvation. But before salvation, it was just a life of the Gentile way of living, you know, that kind of careless life, having friends who don't take you ahead. You just talk about things that are really not progressing you to success. Yeah, but because first of all, I'm a sportsman also, so I used to do so much of football. With the music, we used still to go and enjoy discos, you know. So you know what comes up to that. You booze. What follows boozing, that is women or girls. So that is the association that comes in after that. So the life was just like that, you know. Yeah, that's how it was. So I think from there, just if I can just cross over to salvation part of it. In fact, in my family, I was the first person to take salvation.
Oh,
yes, I was the first. Something came up to me that pushed me into that. If you don't mind, I can just go direct that I was staying with my sister because we were staying with our father. He was working with the railways, Uganda Railways Corporation. He was a station master here in Kampala. He was a big man, really. So time came and he passed away. So we had to join our sister, our elder sister. She had a big home. So one time we came to misunderstanding, you know, like a youth. I just had to go away from home, you know. But I had a friend who was born again. They were our neighbors. We were just at the neighborhood. I went there, but this friend was already born again.
Okay.
So she lured me into salvation. In fact, I got saved at KPC, Kampala. Yeah, KPC. She gave us tickets. There's a show that always runs up. Yeah, it's called the Heaven's Gates and something like Hell's Flames. We watched that game, that show, and from there I gave up. Like I said, now I'm taking another direction of life. Yeah, that's so I continued staying with them at the neighborhood. In fact, that friend of mine, unfortunately, she passed away. Yeah, but she gave me a direction. Yeah, so that's how I came. That was in 1997.
1997.
Yes, yeah, that's when I crossed over to that. And in fact, after that, again, we reconciled with my family again. I don't know, maybe God just wanted it to happen, that I received that, then take it home. Because after that, we reconciled with my family and I went back again to my sister. So my brother also followed and my sister followed. Unfortunately, she also passed away. So that's it.
Okay. All right. Keep telling us more about yourself, and if partly you can talk about also the educational background a bit.
Okay. Yeah, my education, I really didn't go too far because I stopped in senior 6. I was doing a combination of PCM, that is physics, chemistry, and mathematics, whereby I was aspiring for an engineer. But our father, when he passed away, school fees became a problem, so no one could wish to take you on. My sister tried, but still she also got on the way and things could not move because of finances. So with education, that's what I did to that level. Then I continued with football. Yes, I continued with football up to now. For now, I went up to becoming a professional football coach, and right now running a football academy. Yeah, but it's a Christian based. It's the backbone is Christianity. We hide Christianity there. it's a tool of approaching the youth. So one time I sat down and I was like, how can I engage the youth into salvation? Because the youth is one of the dangerous groups to preach to. You don't have to go to them direct that, I've come to you to preach. They won't attend to you.
I understand.
So God gave me a tool that can attract them, and it has worked. Because when I go maybe to a school or anywhere in a community where I do my program, they easily come to me because of football. So after playing, after engaging in sports, we build that bond. So by the end of it all, when I'm speaking to them, they are very attentive because now they feel I'm part of them.
I understand.
Yeah.
You are enjoying the testimony slowly by slowly. Let's go on. Don't please touch on your button. Just continue watching us.
Yeah.
So let's go back to your journey. After senior 6 and what happened next? Did you go and do any other job, or you only move with the salvation, then things starts there?
Okay. After senior 6, I tried other things. I tried to do some jobs, but the main locations that I went to, in around 2004, I went and got a job with the American Embassy at the American Embassy in Zambia. Yes, I got a job there and worked for 2 years.
How were you connected?
It wasn't easy, but again, with Americans, their thing, they are open and they don't give a chance of bribe. So you do all things online. You don't see somebody giving you the job until you are selected to go for an interview. That's the first time you engage with a person. But all things are done online. So I just came across an advertisement. It was an advert about the jobs available at the embassy. I tried my luck and applied online, and I was selected. They gave me an invitation to go for the interviews, and I went there. One of the requirements, funny enough, if you may know, the first impression that they see is what gives you an opportunity. What do I mean? Americans are interested in people who are muscular. One of the things they look at is your height. Yes, the physique there. It was funny. That's what they want. They want it for them, they are guys who are muscular, they are taller. So they want somebody who can, you stand and somebody looks at you and
Wow.
Yeah, so that's how I tuned in to American Embassy. I did the interviews and went through. I was given a contract. So at the end of it all, the contract ended after 2 years.
After 2 years?
Yes. After 2 years, that contract ended.
What next?
So next, I came back home and tried other links. Then I also then joined a company called Sesako. It's located in Chengera. They do soya products. I was working as a marketing personnel. We were marketing those products. How I joined Sesako? Because of ministry, I joined because Sesako is owned by Pastor Charles in Shubuga. Yeah, he's a pastor. So there is a friend of mine who was ministering at his church. So he was also a gospel artist because we used to go for crusades, conferences. So he liked me because of the way I praised. And he used to love to play so much for me the keyboard, because when I handle the microphone, I forget myself, like I'm laughing, then I throw so deep into praise. So he liked me. He was like, I wish you could come to our church. So I joined them. Then from there, since the pastor had an organization, a company, he wanted us to earn a living, not to only depend on church.
Yes.
So he told us, you come and begin working. So I joined this circle. Yes.
In Sesako, how long did you work there?
Sesako, I still worked there for 2 years. Then I joined Dwelling Places.
Oh, after
Yes, after Sesako.
things went off.
Yes, I stopped there that journey of Sesako, but still remained in the ministry, serving in the ministry.
Oh,
Yes.
praise and worship.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you joined Dwelling Places.
So one time I still saw an advert for Dwelling Places. They wanted somebody who could work with the kids, because Dwelling Places is an organization that deals with the children on the streets. They take children off the street, rehabilitate them, and reconcile them with their families. So I am somebody who has always been working with the youth, the children, so I have that bond with them. So I saw like, yeah, I can work with them. After all, they are a Christian-based organization. It is located in Mutundwe. So that one I went physically and took my application. They called us for interviews, so I went through. So I was given, I was working as a warden in the home, but later on I was promoted to the assistant residential care manager of Dwelling Places. Yeah. By all that journey, I was not yet married. I was just still a single man. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
After Dwelling Places.
Yeah, Dwelling Places, but I think according to afterwards, this is what I learned. Because it is from Dwelling Places, still I was there for a few years. Then I gave up. That's when I joined Mutunde. But before, I never used to like Mutunde because of the unique way of their teachings. Yes, because I had heard Mutunde a long time ago teaching about demons, those funny names, Kaula, Kalondozi, everything. It was quite weird, hearing somebody speaking about demons. So I think God wanted to bring me softly to Mutunde. So he rotated me. Remember, Dwelling Places is just next to Mutunde. And in fact, even we were there, we used to hear them praise.
You hear the church?
Yes, praising, worshipping. So I was like, maybe God was just looked for love, because I didn't want Mutunde. So he brought me like that till I ended up in Mutunde. So I used to just come and I attended to them. But after I had stayed with the Dwelling Places for 2 years, and my contract ended, I just sloped to Mutunde. In fact, that day when I was given my letters, I just sloped to Mutunde.
Which year was that?
That was in 2014.
2014.
Yeah, that's when I started becoming serious to Mutunde. But by then I had no church or Sunday church. I used to come to Mutunde and go back home.
Come to Mutunde, you fellowship,
and go back home. Yeah, I used to come especially on Tuesdays. Yeah, the intercession day.
And the system was still the way it is.
The system of Mutunde was always the way it is. Yeah, it was like I had it is what I found there still. But I think it was my time. I was no longer looking at it as a funny teaching, because I think it was the right time for me to be there. Yeah, so I continued. I continued until I joined Pastor Roland. That's when I began getting a Sunday church. And joining him, I didn't just go. I prayed. I said, Lord, I want you to give me a church that will pastor me on Sundays. I prayed. I said, if you don't show me, I will never go to another church anymore. I will just stay home. So one night, I got a dream when I was ministering at Pastor Roland's church. It is located in Rukolongo Road. They call it, it's near, the road is called near Kumbuzi. You slope to Narukolongo, yeah. It's that Tamako Road. Yeah, that's I got a dream and God gave me a clear message. That night was a Saturday. On Sunday, I just went to that church. Funny enough, not even funny enough, but really, it amazed me because how he dressed that in that dream is the same design that I got. He put on that Sunday, so I just confirmed that was my Sunday church. I began ministering with them. I was still doing two things: I praise and worship and playing the keyboard. Yeah.
At Pastor's Roland Church.
Yes.
Okay.
But that was before I began ministering in Mutundwe. Yeah.
So you were there as a praise and worship.
Yes.
Right.
And I also an interpreter. God has given me a couple of gifts, by the way. So yeah, because I can intercede. I'm a preacher. Sometimes the pastor would allocate me for preaching. Yeah, that's it.
Above all, I see as if like in your life you already had that talent, but I thought when someone got those talents, church still train someone. There is a way you are trained in the church and you are taken to a certain level. Then you come out and begin doing all those. Like when you were in that church, Pastor Roland at least could see how we can nurture you, to direct you, teach you some of the things, and say, you know, as a minister, you are supposed to learn this and do this and that and that. Did he equip you by any means to like in a special way of ministering, or what happened?
No, he didn't equip me, because I think by the time I joined him, I was equipped, because we used to attend seminars, conferences. We had got so many teachings, you know. So at least we knew what to do. Yeah, I think he saw that I knew what to do. That's why sometimes when he could go to South Africa, he would just make a call and give the program and the guidelines. Let Big Paul preach. So you just get the message, which means he had really got confidence in me that I can stand. Yes.
All right, I understand that perfectly. Banange, we are still moving on. Don't forget, this is Gospel Voice Library 1 and you are listening in this testimony. Please ensure to subscribe to this channel and like this video. Let your friend also understand the good thing which is happening, the kind of testimony and the interview we bring before you, so that it can guide your friend or you yourself to know that when we are living this journey of salvation, we need to be patient, and also we learn from our friends. Their mistake, their success can make us go successful. Thank you so much, and let's move ahead. Your connection with Mutundwe Christian Fellowship,
Yeah.
how did it start, for sure?
That is really amazing, and really it will surprise each one of you. But with the people who know, who are spiritually mature, it won't be. You will just know that God has ways. He does things.
Yeah.
I remember before, to pull you a little bit behind, I had the passion to join Mutundwe, especially in the praising group, because I had been in a Liberty Worship Center for some good years. That was before I joined I went to work with the American Embassy. To take you a little bit behind, I was ministering with the Liberty Worship Center, pastored by Pastor Imelda Namtebekula, who is located in Lugala. I was there in the praise and worship group. If you know me, you know me.
Yeah.
I was called Paul. I was so active, and everybody knew about for me. So when I came, there's one time when I came, as we used to come and go, they announced. I think that we are going into 31st. I remember it was, I think, 2014, when they were going into 31st. They used to announce that if there are some people who want to join us. So I thought I had got an opportunity to join this church. So I thought, now that is a way of joining. We began to do rehearsals. We were so active. By the time I came to Mutundwe, the way of praising was different. In fact, I'm one of the people who introduced a vibrant praising in Mutundwe, because we came with that crazy dance of praise. We could, like, praising is all about leaving yourself there and you are just there for God. That's why you see they say when David danced, even his garments fell off. That is a crazy praise, but divine.
Exactly.
So when I came, we joined. I even taught them dances, because at Liberty we could do that high praise. So we went to Wankulukuku and we did it.
Tugenda kwaniriza abatendereza katuwanirize Bulaza Big Po atutwale ekerekere nagali ageri ewaife sebo mumukubirako mu ngalo mulinya lya Yesu.
Hallelujah. Kola bochi kikwate ebimambe ebyo sula wansi kwata mayembe sula wansi kwata kawula sula wansi kwata obutafumbirwa sula wansi Ngambira Parao Uchize narokoka Ulira wakulo Ubenduru enyumba ya sitani eyite Ubenduru Ubenduru enyumba ya buwure wete Ubenduru Ubenduru amayemega wetebo Ubenduru Sitani bawone ishirewo Nende mukama katonda jatumye ekiro kino.
When we came back, I went to Madam Miriam Warugava, who is the leader of praise and worship team. She told me, no, man, that was just for 31st. I was disappointed. She told me, that's now, it was just for that. Daddy Tom doesn't want to other artists, other praise and worshipers. I felt disappointed.
True.
So I managed to encourage myself. Said, okay, first of all, I was just coming here still, so let me do away with that. But I think it was not timely, because sometimes there are things that we do, they look divine, but God is timely and is seasonal. So whenever you do something out of season, you will struggle.
By yourself.
You get? Because you don't have that grace, because the grace is the divine ability that comes from the throne of God to make you do the unexpected, or to become the unexpected. But for me, I think I was doing it out of that season. That's why I ended up being pulled away. So I was like, okay. I began, but to cut the story short, how I came in now, when time comes, and if you're out there and there's something divine you are struggling with, it might not be the devil fighting, but you are doing it out of season.
Oh, you're trying.
Yes. Sometimes we fight the devil for nothing, but it's we who are not timely. It's like when you are pregnant and you want to give birth at 6 months.
Imagine.
You may think the kid is not coming out, but it's not yet 9 months. And when 9 months come, it's natural that the baby will come out by itself with that pressure.
It's very
Yes.
true.
So I come to Mutundwe now. One time I was at a Pastor Randy's church. Now there is a friend. Sorry, she passed away, but she's Pastor Rebecca.
Oh.
Yes, the daughter to Pastor Tom. She one time visited our church, and that day I was the one leading praise and worship. The way I did it, she had never seen a man do that around here. They only knew it's only women who can do praise, and but when she saw me, she was really touched. She had never seen that before. So she was inspired to invite me to Mutundwe, So I was there. She came and talked to Mrs. Tom or Madame Justin Mugera, the mother, her mother. She told her and said, "Hey, mommy, I have seen a man who can praise. I wish you could invite him to come and do a praise one Friday. Here you would see him." So she talked to her about me when I was out of my knowledge. So one time she found me because by then I had come and I was just coming to the congregation and go away. So she told me, "You know what? I have talked to my mother about you. I want her to invite you, to allow you come and minister one day at church." I said, "Okay, time will come." So she made an appointment to take me there to the mother and introduced me to her. Now what happened? When she selected that day for us to meet it, I think she had selected it to be a Tuesday. I just came to know that Tuesday was a day of intercession, and it was led by Mrs. Tom, Madame Justin Mugera. So when she told me to come that day, again, Mrs. Mugera was sick. She was away. So she could not introduce me like she had planned. So that day, we flopped. So she said, "Mommy is sick, but when she comes, I will take you there." I was like, "Okay, Castor always come. If she comes, you will take me there." Now, the week that Mrs. Mugera came back out of sickness, when she had recovered, when she came, I knew she was the one, because the way they were attending to her, I just knew. I had not known her before. But the attention that she pulled, everyone was like, I said, this must be the one. I had not known her before.
Okay. Because
I even remember that day she wore a gomesi, a yellow one. Yes, I remember that one. That one, it was a Tuesday. But again, that Tuesday, Pastor Rebecca, that daughter who wanted to introduce me to her, she also disappeared. She was sick. She didn't come. So here I am. I know I was introduced to this lady, but she doesn't know me. Now she has come. Again, somebody who's supposed to take me there is away.
It's not there.
Now that was the puzzle.
Wow.
So I developed a feeling. I said, since she has already talked about me, can I grant? You see now how I want to overlap God's will. Now I'm taking over. Sometimes we begin with God and end up doing things ourselves. You begin with God, fine. God called you, but you don't have to overlap. Because now for me, God was setting away. Like if you see the book of Esther, if you see Esther, the way God planned for her, it was a divine setting. This one is King Ahasuerus. Vashti is becoming defiant. She's just out of the palace. Esther comes in. So you see, there is a way God makes settings.
Yes.
So I wanted to go and talk to Madame Justin and say, "Please, it is me that your daughter talked about." I think she would even have blasted me.
Imagine.
Now, another mind of mine, but I think it was the Spirit of God, talked to me, said, "No, you be patient. You just go and attend, sit in the congregation." I went and sat in the congregation, but still the other mind was, after the service, you go to her. I was like, okay. And there is a part where I used to sit. So that day, I entered the church and she preached. I remember when she came, there is something that happened. She when she came, she introduced the topic, but there's a word she used. She asked a question. She said, she asked a question. I remember the church was packed full. Then she said, today I have come to jumpstart you.
Okay.
To jumpstart.
To jumpstart you.
Now she asked, who of you in the congregation knows what that word means? Let me tell you one thing. I know so many knew about it. But God silenced all of them for me to pass. You know?
Yes.
I out of the, like you see how Mutunde is packed on Tuesday.
I understand.
It was only my hand up. Then she was like, directly she said, Pastor, you pastor, come here. Come and tell us. I came.
First, wait. By that time already she knew you were a pastor.
I don't know, but you know she's spiritual. So she I think.
Okay.
They said, hey, Pastor, come and tell us. Then I stood and came in front. They gave me the microphone and they explained the word to jumpstart. Because first of all, with the jumpstart, I know it is something dealing with the cars. Or maybe when your cars, the battery has failed, you bring another battery that is active, and you connect wires to restart this one or to empower this. That's what we call jump starting. So in other words, she meant she had come to resuscitate their spirit, the Holy Spirit in their lives, to light them again, to wake them again.
Jump start them.
That is, yes, that's what it meant. She was so impressed, and I went back to sit. She went ahead to preach. Then again, after like 30 minutes, she said, Pastor Komao, you come and tell us again. There are people who have just come. They don't know what we are talking about. Come and explain. I came back. Still, she had not known that it's me that Pastor Rebecca talked of. I'm wondering, you see how God connects. She's connecting with somebody even before she knew maybe there's somebody that my daughter talked about, but not me, because I was not yet introduced. Yeah, so I went back and explained, then I sat. But still something was in me. I know you wait after the service, you go to her and introduce yourself.
For sure.
Still I want to overlap. So the service ended, and you know when it ends, she gets out and sits somewhere if she wants, but you know so many people follow her around. Sometimes you don't get the chance to talk to her if you want, especially if you are strange. You are a stranger, you know, they don't know you very well. So I timed her. She had that day she sat outside at the shade there of near the reception. So after they talked to her, I went to greet her with the mind of introducing myself. She didn't even allow me. When I said, Mommy, praise the Lord, amen, you people, this one is a minister here now. Then she attended to other people. So I still left not having told her that I'm the one. She only told me, she gave me an appointment. This day you come and I introduce you to Pastor Tom and Pastor Ivan, who is the leader of the ministers at Mutumbe. That day I came, like she told me, she went with me to the sitting room up there. And Pastor Tom was seated there. Pastor Ivan was seated around, even herself. We were 4 people. And she introduced me officially to them that this one is now part of us. He's a minister here. So that is now how I come into Mutumbe.
Divine connection.
Divine connection. And even, let me tell you this. That what amazed me so much. Even Rebecca, who had talked about me, when she came back out of the sickness recovery, she found me ministering already. So she couldn't say it is me connected you.
For sure.
I was already on the pulpit.
That was divine.
So that one was divine. Yes, it was divine.
By the way, we thank God so much for Big Paul. And Big Paul, I may say that I'm so grateful for you really honoring our visit to come into this platform and tell some of the words to our viewers. They are now understanding and knowing the journey of salvation, how someone can start from zero to somewhere step by step, and some of the divine connections towards your journey. So sometimes we really need divine connection to help us to connect that bridge, so that we don't struggle so much.
Mm.
I remember very well 2017, 2018, the crusades and the massive explosion. There is a way you did a lot of things in Mutungwe Banange. Eh? By the way, these people are going to see the video by themselves. How? Because some people are like they have already forgotten the face.
But now some
always import.
already.
They import new face every day.
Yeah.
You're going to see how this big pole used to change everything in the environment.
Yeah.
And trust me, you'll really wish to see that moment again and again and again and again. Yeah. So try to talk about your marriage, how the marriage is
yeah. That one is now another one. You know, with the marriage part of each one of us everywhere, like even where you are, you know, things are not very easy.
I understand.
Because when you read about the Bible, I think it's in Proverbs, it's 18:22, chapter 18, where you're ending. The Bible says, "He who finds a woman or a wife gains favor in the Lord." That scripture looks a little bit, it looks like a simple one, but it's real. It takes real discernment and revelation. One, the people we find around, we don't know how their hearts are. Because some of us run by beauty. You see the breasts, you see the hips, you see the height. You know, like I've been hearing so many girls out there, I want American height. They don't think about the heart, but they are just looking at the body. Because marriage is about the heart. By the time I came to Mutunde, I had still. I think it's one of the reasons maybe why God brought me there, to get to succeed in that area. Because before I came there, I had tried. I connected. I remember out of those ones I connected to, I will tell you about two. Before I came to Mutunde, because now I'm speaking about the marriage life. There is a girl I came to. She was beautiful, by the way. Like all of us need beautiful girls. She was from the West.
You see?
Hello. She was from the West, and by that time still my life was hard, but I was a good praiser and worshiper. So here is this girl we get in touch with, we walk. One time, life was not easy. One time she said, "Okay, Paul, I want to go and introduce you to my family." I had to go to Mbarara. But life was hard. I remember that day I even didn't have shoes to put on. I went to a cobbler and hired the shoes of 3,000. They looked weird and so bad. They were really bad, but I bought, in fact not even hiring, but I bought them 3,000 shillings. The Swedish shoes, you know, Swedish shoes when they are getting old, they look funny. They are folded. But I tried to clean them, and they told me, with the Swedish shoes you use petrol. I bought some few petrol in a bottle and cleaned them. I went to the salon, but I wanted to put on a coat to look a little bit responsible. I borrowed a coat. It was even bigger than me, because even everyone could see that this is not my coat. It was huge. You know, sometimes when you put on something that was not measured on you, people might really recognize it very fast. So I went. The girl wanted to take me there because they had a function. So she wanted to utilize that function to make me meet some of her relatives.
Okay.
So I went there. Afterwards, they called me. She took me there. So immediately, these people saw me. They asked, "Hey, what to let Omwiru?"
Omwiru means what?
Omwiru. I had not known the Mwiru thing, but afterwards, I really saw that a Mwiru is somebody like in salvation we say that this is a Gentile. So Omwiru, those people there have that word. They term it to a person who are like a nobody. Like a Mwiru is just like Umudu, like something that is a nobody. A Mwiru. But really, afterwards I tried to find out what that word meant. It was really an insult almost. I became annoyed, but still I forgave them. Because by that time still for sure I looked like a Mwiru. So I didn't blame them. That is what I looked like. Life was still really hard. But I said, now this girl, I don't think this family we shall fit. So that one, the relationship diminished like that until I gave up.
After hearing that Umwiru,
But still, I was like, I perceived that this family will not welcome me. They looked at me as a Mwiru, because a Mwiru, they don't expect you to bring cows up. If they know you are not their tribe, they know, because you know with our tribes, in marriage you would bring 2 cows, 1. When you bring 2, you are really so important. But for those Western type, they believe in many cows, like 20. So when somebody brings in another tribe, they know this one will not bring what we want.
Has brought Umwiru.
So I just knew that one won't make up. I gave up, so I left. Now, but I continued with ministry. So now, I came across another girl. This one was from some good church. By then she was, I think, praying from Pastor Mugembe's church. You know those churches. She came to me, but she liked me because of the way I minister. She also got interested. Then we walked. One time we went with her for a crusade. Because me, when I begin praising, I forget all things about me. So this girl saw me, the way I vibrate, the way people were touched seriously. Then at the end of the crusade, she came to me, Paul, well done, you have really done well.
Yes.
But there's one thing about you. Then I was like, what? You praise well, but you dance too much. I said, now this one is not my future, because me, that is me.
Yes.
Then if you criticize what I am, then it means there is no way we are going to continue. You can't connect. You can't tell me I dance too much. That is me. So because if you look at all the way I do my praise, I forget all about me.
I understand.
So that one I knew we are not going to move. So I remember one time I began losing interest. In fact, what made me lose more, there's one time when I took her out. We went, I had spared my little money to go and really make her happy. We went and we bought pop.
Yes.
We told the guys, you know what, you give us a kilo. But the way they do those things, you end up having like 3/4. So we ate our pop, It was having salads, there's a kachumbari thing, if you know that. We ate, but as people were dating each other, there's a way you pretend like you don't eat so much. You eat a little bit. But this girl didn't know that. For her, she could do hammer. So she ate, and I used to eat small.
Fair.
You have to preserve yourself.
Yes.
But the girl couldn't have that. So what amazed me at the end of it all, she did something weird that made me just look at her like, what? She managed to, she went and told the waitress, bring me Kavera. And she collected these tomatoes, the kachumbari, put in the bag. I felt bad. So you remember she had already criticized me about how I praise, so it added insult to an injury. That one I gave up, so that one went like that.
She never wanted to lose things like that.
But see, remember she had already insulted me by what she said. So that was just adding on to what I was. It was bringing more Julies, that now this one.
So you never connected it?
That one she went. I told her, you know what, we can't move. So I came to Mutunde. In Mutunde, when I came when I was like, now I was looking, I had gotten tired of these poor girls who don't have money. So I said, now since I've come here, because when I reached in Mutunde, I saw the backyard was full of vehicles. I said, now when I asked somebody about the vehicles, you people, so many people have vehicles here. Somebody told me, those vehicles are there, but most of them have for ladies and they are single. I said, now I've reached.
Yes.
Now I've reached also where I want. I also want to get it. Like some of you there. That's why some of you have gotten problems, by the way. You are looking for material things. You know? Because you see, there are so many guys out there who are targeting women with money, women who have built, you know.
Yes.
Men want to shift responsibilities now to women.
To women.
And they become men.
Yeah.
So I reached Mutu and I said, now let me keep looking around and get the rich one also. I want to drive.
Yes.
So I managed to connect to one of some good ladies there. She had a very good vehicle. She had the Harrier, and the Harrier is one of the cars I really want in my life.
Yes.
Like a new one. I was like, wow. So we moved with this lady.
Yes, that is the part 1 of this testimony. Yeah, we are going to stop from there. So please catch up in the next episode, which is coming very soon to you there. And this is the first part of his testimony, Big Paul. Let's come back with another episode as soon as possible. Please consider subscribing and like this content. May God bless everyone. I sign out. Peace.